What's going on, traders? In this video, we're going to discuss an individual that pretty much wasted $7,500 on courses and on educational content, and yet he is somewhat profitable. This individual sent me an email, and I was pretty much, amazingly, I actually took the time to respond, but I will not take the time to respond again because, in this industry, everybody's trying to lie and everybody's trying to take advantage of you and everybody's trying to sell you $3,000 courses, and when it's time to pay a small amount of $75 to subscribe to my website, it's something astronomical. So they would rather buy the guy in front of the Lamborghini, buy his 2,000, 3,000 courses, and actually deal with me. So in this webinar, I don't really have patience for low lives like this, so I'm just gonna roast you because you're a fucking idiot. So my name is Blah. I've been watching your videos for quite some time. I'm like, okay, great, individual that appreciates me. So I really dislike individuals that come into my life, are nice to me, we're on even planes, and then they pretty much take and take and take, and then they jet. This is the reason I don't respond to emails anymore. My comments are turned off, and I will not discuss with you unless you are behind my paywall. So I actually took the time to respond to this individual. It took about 2 hours of my time, and this is how our conversation went. Hi, I've been watching your YouTube videos. Thank you so much. I've been posting for about 17 years. You post a lot of awesome content. Thank you. I've been posting since 2008. I have about 3,500 videos. Thank you for that. Oh, thank you. That's really what I get most of the time. Thank you. That's really what I get. I tell my trading friends all the time about your page. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. I'm in a unique place of trading. I began following Blah for a little about 2 years. I have taken a vast amount of information. I'm trying to further my education. He also became a lifetime. I got charting scanners, webinar, breaking news. I'm not really in the market for scanners or anything I have to link to trade ideas. I've been focusing on the big picture, like blah, blah, blah. Overall, I'm somewhat profitable. So this is the key indication. Somewhat profitable. An individual that is somewhat profitable, wants to do his own thing, and doesn't want to listen to me. So how would you feel if I went to your house, pretty much told you, I'm somewhat hungry, but I don't want to listen to you to tell me how to cook or look in the fridge, because I have Uber Eats or something like that. So this is basically what this guy's telling me. He wants information on his terms through his funnel. So I have to sprinkle the salt whenever he likes, When he sends me an email, I have to be right there to respond to him because he's some kind of a brother, father figure to me. I really dislike people like this. If I had to figure out how many people came into my life and took advantage of my, honesty, integrity, and pretty much I'll tell you what it is, and not taking to take advantage of you, I'll probably be rich. In this life, I met so many liars in my life. I met so many cheaters. I met so many scammers, and they're all out there, and they want your money. So I got charting scanners. So he already has everything that he can possibly need, but he does, and he's somewhat profitable. Great. He knows everything. Overall, I'm somewhat profitable. So he's sending me an email. He's somewhat profitable, but he doesn't want to do shit what I have to tell him. So 2 years. I really want to succeed. So he's on a trajectory for fucking failure right now because he doesn't want to do what I'm telling him to do. Overall, trading is somewhat I have battled. So he's battling with trading. Okay, great. What is your 6.5 hour course? What's included? Um, he wants a special deal, and he also wants a special purchase. So I really dislike these people that can't come into my life. I mean, I sell a product, you come into the chat room, I talk, we trade, I leave. There's no such thing of extracurricular activities. This is a business. We're not friends. We're not buddies. We're not relatives. But he wants for me to give him something that is not, available. So I'm more than nice to him. He wants the Black Friday sale. So he thinks this is where I dislike when he feels entitled. Like the entitlement is off the chain. Like he feels entitled to get the Lambo. He feels entitled that I should respond to his messages, and he feels like he shouldn't have to pay for anything more, considering the fact he paid $7,500 to two businesses that got him somewhat profitable. He doesn't even want to pay $75. He emails me, and I'm supposed to respond and be nice to him and waste 2 hours of my time and then feel like shit afterwards because he pretty much just ghosted me. So, pretty much this is what I have to deal with on the internet. Shitty people like this. He wants a promotion. I'm like, all right, you've been through a hardship. Here I am explaining. I used to follow millionaires on the internet. I'm explaining him that just because you follow a millionaire does not automatically make you're gonna get rich. Now I follow seven stocks at the same time. I ignore noise and I focus on me trading the market. This is what you should be doing. It's about you against the market. It's not about following who are you following to become rich. I think this individual has in his brain he needs to follow somebody to get rich. That's like saying I want to become a doctor by watching a good doctor. I want to become a good businessman by watching a good businessman. I want to become a boxer by watching a other person become a boxer. So obviously, like what I had to say to him, here I am being honest. I'm like, yo, it takes you about 2 years. Here I am. It takes an average of 2 years. So he pretty much denies everything that I have to say to him. I explained, the top prop firm in the world is SMB Capital. I really like those guys. Those guys really create 6-digit, 7-digit traders, and they pick on the best. Like if you're in their firm, and if they teach you, and you're in that environment, you'll have a slight chance to be a rich trader after 2 years. A slight chance. That doesn't include that you're going to succeed. So here I am. If you try to do it by yourself on the internet, according to SMB Capital, 6 to 8 years. So these are not my stats. These are not these are just facts. They go through millions and millions of applicants all around the United States. They pick the top applicants from Harvard, Yale, whatever it is. And I hope you come from Harvard and you come from Yale. And this is their data. So I pretty much gave him this nice interview. It's going to take longer than you thought. It is not uncommon to still be losing as a trader after 7 years. Here I am giving him valuable data. Bro, what you're doing is not working. You need to invest more time. But the entitlement and the stubbornness, not only he's stubborn, he has these gods he's looking at these gods upside the wall, and he's like, well, whatever these gods have to say, if I have to pitch in another 5 grand, if I have to pitch in another 10 grand, if I have to pitch in another 2,500, I'll do it because these guys are gods. So I'm explaining that for a very small fee of $75, you can have 6.5 hours of my Nasdaq course that includes very basic rules of trading, and it's very long. And what's included in the member video? I have about, I don't know, 30 to, I don't know, maybe 100 videos there of all the setups, and then what I do on the weekend I post it. So here I am. You can access my $2,000 course for just as little of $75. So here I am being nice to him. I also gave him a 20% off. What more do you want? I'm giving you a 20% off. I'm giving you a 6-7 hour course for $75. I'm telling you the reality of trading, that it's not uncommon for you, based on facts. This is not a prop firm. This is it is a prop firm, but these individuals have statistics. They pick the top traders in the world and they make them millionaires. So I'm guessing if you're following some gurus with the Lambo and the Ferrari right in front of their faces, you want to become that. So here I am. I'm telling him about myself, and here I am. I'm telling him that, hey, my midday scanner identifies the top gainer of the day 33 to 50% of the time. He doesn't like that either. Um, so I'm telling him that without my trade ideas, I go blind. So he's not. So here we go again. We're going back and forth, like what exactly he needs and what exactly he wants. So here we go again with the freaking the life story of his life. So at this point, I got 5,000 tied into some no name, and I bought another 2,500 in a lifetime. So after paying $7,500, he was pretty. He realizes that he wasted all this money because he says I wasted all this money, and he also says he's somewhat profitable. He really wants to succeed. Really, I'm somewhat profitable, and I'm bad, and I'm trying to fix that. I'm somewhat profitable, and he's trying to succeed. So thank God he has a good job because he needs to fund all those, 5,000, $2,500 scams. Not only he needs to fund those $5,000 courses and $2,500 scam, but he also emails me and I have to respond to him for free and give him my honest knowledge. So I've been blessed with a good working job, natural gas. That's good. You do need a job because everybody will try to scam you. Would you help? Would you help a poor person off the street? Probably give him a piece of bread? Probably not. Probably not. You wouldn't. Um, which is when I primarily trade. Downside is 13 ships. So he's definitely not sleeping. So this is an important fact to sleep. I'm not looking to join a prop firm. Well, it's not. I understand. I'm not saying to join a prop firm. I'm telling you that this is the statistics of all the top applicants of the world in New York City and in Miami. This is as close as you're gonna get as a company, making 9-digit traders, millionaires. They literally make millionaires. Picking from the text. He's been doing it for 2.5 years, and I trade cash account 8,000, and I'm trying to get over to 20,000. What you're trying to do is really hard. He has a very strict. I understand. So he similar to what I teach. He grades his setup, never trade more than whatever, risking. Oh, great! These pop and drops, great. I'm scanning real time, great. So he has everything. So he pretty much said back to me that he has everything. He has everything. He's somewhat successful, and he does a he what is it? He admires me, and he got scammed. So you got scammed. You admire me. You're somewhat profitable, and you really want to succeed, and he doesn't want to pay me anything. This is shit, and I wasted two hours of my time explaining him that the details of how my program works. And somewhat like I actually had to block this email. I don't think I will ever email respond to him because I gave him a sale. I told him the truth, and he still just pretty much decided to ignore everything that I had to say, and he pretty much decided to pay the person more. So with that being said, he so he's trying to get that mentality of a course is going to change his mind. Um, no course is going to change your life. A course, if you watch a course for 7 hours, I mean, I watch courses for maybe 5 times. I bought 50 to 100 courses, and I watch each course 5 to 10 times. It doesn't mean it's going to change your life. Maybe if you can get one idea from it, it'll change your life. Same thing with books. If you actually read a book, maybe one idea you'll apply it, maybe you won't. Will a book change your life? Why do you think a course will change your life? Isn't a course the same thing as a book? Has one book from your math class really influenced how you do, if you pass the SATs? One book, how many books of your SAT class? How many books did you have to read to pass the SAT? I don't know. Every year you had algebra, geometry, trigonometry. I don't know. I think at least 15 books. So he's in that mindset that the course, the lifetime, the guru is gonna change his life. So here I am. He doesn't want to do anything. So he wants a special deal. He doesn't want to pay anything, and he doesn't want to do what I wanted you to do. So here I go explaining to him again. I bought everybody's courses that really helped me. They added maybe 1 or 2 points to my general knowledge. I mean, same thing with books. If I read a freaking book, does that change my life? No, it doesn't. A book is not going to change your life. I'm telling you, it's not. It's not. It's just whoever's telling you that is a fucking moron. It's because you can't. It can. You can read a sentence and be like, "Oh, I really like that," and that's about it. And it can tell you don't smoke. You might live longer, but that's like an extreme example. What is necessary to become successful? Screen time, being in the chat room, listening to what I have to say, watching the scanners, watching A stocks at the same time. That's having a routine. Taking screenshots of your top gainers, practicing entry exits, and avoid trading after 10:30. The course. So here I am. So after he spent $7,500, um, I tell him the course is included. A 7-hour course and another 300 videos of setups, basic setups. And here I am. I'm actually giving him a deal. I'm telling you, I don't like overcharging people. Not only I don't like overcharging them, I'm trying to be nice to him. Soon enough, I'm telling him, you need. Here I go again. You need education. You need education, of course. The problem is that the market is always changing. Like the SATs. When you take the SATs, do you have the same exact questions on the SATs? Do you? No, you don't have the same questions on every year's SATs. The SATs always fucking change. Every year is a different SAT, but does it involve the basics that you learn from geometry, trigonometry, algebra, calculus? Yes, it does. So you have to compile all that shit together. So he basically doesn't want to do anything what I have to say. He's somewhat profitable. He spent $7,500 and he doesn't want to do what I'm telling him to do. That's pretty much, and I also give him a sale. So, so I'm telling him, you need a course with like 150, 100 themes of how to predict small cap stocks. And I don't think anybody sells that. You might have, what is your playbook? You might have 5 setups in your playbook. I have, I don't know, 100 some playbook, 100 different setups in my playbook. I don't know, and I apply different types of setups each day because I'm taking a different SAT course. So, I'm actually giving him even a sale. Nothing. Pretty much. Wow, it seems like you pay your dues over the years. Curious, which guru did you find most helpful? So here he is trying to extract information from me, like some guru is gonna change his life. I mean, some because he doesn't see me as relative to his life. He doesn't want to do the trade ideas, doesn't want to come in, doesn't want to do the course, doesn't want to do the 30, 300 hours of videos over there, doesn't want to show up every day at 7 a.m., God forbid, and have the scanners and have me trading every single day. He just pretty much wants to funnel the little knowledge he thinks he needs, and for me to pour it into his cup. Not only that, but also give him a sale and give him only what he needs. I mean, it's like going to McDonald's. Oh, I just want the salad of the Big Mac. Can you just give me the lettuce of the Big Mac? No, I'm not gonna give you the fucking lettuce from the Big Mac. You have to buy the fucking Big Mac and go through the whole deal. Anyway, the entitlement of people on the internet is outrageous. They wanna use your information, send you emails, have you respond, be honest to them, and then use you and then leave. It's outrageous. This is the reason I don't have comments. This is the reason I don't respond to emails. I'm definitely not responding to this. And this is the reason why you're supposed to get scammed. So you will listen to what I have to say. And when you do listen to what I have to say, you're gonna be so bruised up, not only from the market, but from the courses that you paid, that you're just gonna be dead meat. You're not going to have the energy, the motivation, and you're going to be having a sour taste in your mouth. I'm not asking for much. It's $75. If you don't have $75, you're not supposed to be trading. But for people that charge 5 grand, 2,500 for something, and the individual was actually considering that in the future he wants to pay another guy, $10, $20,000 for some, for some for some other extensive courses and he needs to buy. Nothing's gonna change your life. You know what's gonna change your life? You doing the work. That's gonna change your life and being surrounded by people that have done it before you. So top game. So he already thinks he knows everything, and he's basically just pretty much milking me for information. And then after everything has ended, I'm sending him an email that in 24 hours, my kindness to give him a sale has ended. I mean, I gave him a sale, and I was nice to him, and I never heard from him again. And I hope I will not ever hear from you again because you don't appreciate what I have to say. Most of you are entitled. Most of you don't do the work. Most of you don't show up for the work. Most of you think that your shit doesn't smell, and you think there's people on the internet that's just gonna be nice to you, honest with you, and they're going to care. And look, I just cared for this individual, and look how I got treated. 2 hours of conversation, and I pretty much afterward I felt drained of 2 hours wasted of my life, and 2 hours emphasizing with an individual that frankly wasted $7,500 on something that he might not ever have needed. My course is simple. I charge $1,500, and sometimes that's for the lifetime. And that's it. And that's not a lot of money. Trust me, that's not a lot of money. That's how much I eat in a month. I eat $1,000 to $1,500 in food a month. You're not doing anything for my life. That is not a lot for the whole entire life. Trust me. But when you start spending, $7,500, $10,000, it's a lot of money. A little bit, it's 10 times as much as, I initially asked. Those are scammers. Those are wasted money, and you're somewhat successful in an industry in which 99% of traders fail, which the top brokers, if the top brokers company in the world with the top traders of the world are working together, and it takes 2 years for him to become successful, how many years do you think is gonna take you doing it by yourself to become successful? Probably 10. Probably 10. It's not gonna be two. Probably 10. And if you do it by yourself, it's around 6 years. And that's after you bought every single course everybody has had. Not two, not one course, not two courses, all the courses. So if you think 1,000, 1,500 is a lot, I got another thing coming. Your career, you can invest in career 5 digits, 6 digits, how much you want to expend. Or you can just get started with $75 for the next 30 days. It's your choice. And as soon as you start, as closer as you get to your goal. And if you don't start, you're never going to get to the goal. Other than that, it's been a fun time chatting with you guys. Hope this video was helpful. I do not like babbling here for 25 minutes and wasting 2 hours of my time going back and forth with somebody who's quite naive on the internet, and somebody who doesn't listen and wants to go through the program that really gets you successful. He thinks that there's an imaginary golden coin out there. No, the market is the same. I see the same data as the millionaire does. I see the same data as the guru does. I see the same data that the guy with the Lambo does. And if you can, squeeze out 10, 20%, you're doing a hell of a good job, because most of you, and all of you, frankly, probably 98% of 100 of you will fail if you don't listen. That's the reality of the game. This is why there's so very little people successful at this, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, a lot of dedication. And like I said to his individual, I've been doing I've been doing this since 2008. I bought everybody's courses, and I'm telling you, none of them really helped me out. Only when I actually sat down on the desk, put all the charts on the screen, and started trying to figure them out, and actually listening to, trying to figure them out. That's when everything started clicking. But as far as the courses, maybe they'll add 1 to 2% to my overall knowledge, but it's not going to make me rich. Of course, it's not going to make you rich. Uh, maybe one sentence, one idea is going to help you. Other than that, thank you guys for watching this video. It's been a fun time chatting with you guys. I got to get back to work. Got to get back to trading. And I'll see you all in my next video.